How to control your anger. Do you struggle with anger issues? Do you have trouble regulating your anger whenever there's a frustrating situation? And it seems like you missed the first point where you could stop your emotions before it gets too big, but instead you realize your anger is so intense that it's hard to stop it. Well, many people on the autism spectrum struggle with anger issues, mainly because people on autism struggle with identifying their thoughts and emotions in an early time, and that causes them to get upset and blow up when it's easier to stop it in the first place. What is anger exactly? Anger is an emotion that gives you power. It is a very powerful emotion, and it acts as a cover-up that covers other emotions that a lot of people might be afraid to acknowledge, such as fear, guilt, and shame. And anger is a way to kind of cover up the emotions so it could be managed in a more easier type of way. Anger has a lot of power, and this anger type emotion can be harnessed to create good things or bad things. Anger can also be very addicting. It is actually an emotion that can be kind of rewarding. It's kind of like a drug or caffeine that kind of gives you an rewarding feeling. It kind of feels good in a way, even though you may not like it. There is an element to anger that does kind of feel good, which is why it becomes addicting. However, being addicting to this form of emotion can be dangerous. It can damage relationships, such as friends, marriages, and your work. It can cause your boss to fire you. It could also damage your health. Anger is not good for your heart, and it can increase your risk of having heart disease. Anger can also cause you to risk making bad mistakes. Anger actually lowers your IQ. It will drop your IQ by several points, and it can stop people from thinking straight and thinking rationally. For example, sometimes when people get really angry, they do dumb things like break bowls or on extreme cases, throw chairs out the window or hurt someone. Anger is often called emotional hijacking for this very reason. It pretty much hijacks all your emotions, and it covers your other emotions that can help you solve problems easier. With all this said though, it is okay to be angry. Anger does have its benefits. Anger isn't something you should just stuff down and not ever experience, because it can help you sometimes. Anger is designed to help you survive in situations that you need to survive in. It gets your adrenaline pumping and gets you out of dangerous situations. For example, say you have an abusive partner and you're in danger. Anger can help you get yourself out of the situation. Otherwise wouldn't have as easy of a time doing. However, when anger causes problems to you, such as health, career, relationships, problems to others, such as hurting others' feelings, damaging their relationships, career, and their health, this is when anger is considered unhealthy. So how do you get rid of unhealthy anger? Well, in this video, I'm going to talk about how to do that with the anger management plan. Within the anger management plan, I'm going to first talk about how to control unhealthy anger. And this is going to consist of what you can do when you feel anger and how you can control unhealthy anger immediately. And then I'm going to talk about how you can stop unhealthy anger in the future, like taking preventative measures. All right, so I'm going to talk about controlling unhealthy anger. The first thing you can do to control unhealthy anger is keeping a journal. In other words, an anger journal. Keep track of all the different times you get angry. Pay attention to what triggers you. What kind of situations make you angry. Record the thoughts and feelings you get when you're feeling the anger, such as what causes you to feel angry, what type of situations made you angry, and then talk about the feelings of how you felt during the anger, like why you felt that way. And then after you feel angry, record how you felt after the anger. Did you feel guilty? Did you feel good? Do you wish you didn't do it again? Do you feel like you caused problems? Record those. And then after about a couple of weeks of different situations, look for patterns. See if there's any regular occurring reasons that cause the anger. Once you find out these patterns, then you can identify the triggers. You can identify common triggers that can cause you to become angry. Then, once you realize what these triggers are, you'll now realize the root cause. Once you realize the root cause that's causing your anger, you can then work on eliminating the root cause or working through it using various techniques such as mindfulness, maybe talking to a counselor or just looking things at a new perspective that will help minimize these triggers later on and thus reduce your anger overall. Another thing you can do to control unhealthy anger is learn how to express your anger in a healthy way. To express your anger in a healthy way, Be proactive when you become angry. Instead of reacting to your anger, be proactive by problem solving and think of a solution in a rational way. Sometimes you might need to calm down first in order to do that, but knowing that you can work through it in a rational way will help you let go of your anger in a unhealthy way. Now I'm going to talk about what you can do when you feel angry in an unhealthy way and what you can do immediately. The first thing you do when you feel unhealthy anger is 1, deal with the emotion, such as the unhealthy anger first, then deal with the thought after. In other words, use your anger as an indicator that something is going on that needs to be addressed. Number 3, set a delayed time before responding. When you delay your time before responding, this will give you time to get your thoughts together and be proactive instead of reactive. One technique to delay your time before responding is counting to 20. Another technique people do is breathe, and I'm going to talk more about that later. 4, rate your anger from 1 to 5. If you rate your anger from 1 to 5, such as 1 being not so bad, 2 being kind of bad, 3 being really bad, 4 being very bad, and 5 being in complete rage, identifying it with a number can actually help you calm down a bit because you're kind of identifying the emotions. And plus it will help you gauge how bad your anger is and respond to it appropriately. Number 5, breathe. When you feel angry, breathing can help calm you down. Counting to 10 when you inhale and counting to 11 when you exhale can trigger your part of the body that will calm you down. And this will trigger a relaxation response. When you do this, it will take about a minute before you relax, but after a minute, typically, you'll start feeling relaxed. But beforehand, you will feel angry. You just gotta kind of get through it and just breathe. And I promise you, you'll feel better. Number 6, observe your thoughts without judgment. When you observe your thoughts, such as your anger thoughts, without judgment and just observe it, not only you'll see a bigger picture of what's actually going on and what's causing it, such as all the triggers, as opposed to reacting and not seeing what's causing it. You'll also be surprised that you'll eventually feel better really quick too. Number 7, change your thought pattern. When you change your thought pattern from being reactive to proactive, you'll start getting in the habit of being proactive every time you get angry instead of reactive, and that will minimize unhealthy anger. Number 8, resolve conflict in an assertive way. Instead of reacting to the person, getting mad and saying, for example, I think you're a jerk for driving your car and your car sounds obnoxious when you leave the house across my street, and it makes all the other neighbors angry. Say, hey, I know you enjoy your car and I think your car is really cool and I appreciate the fact that you like your car. However, when you drive fast down the neighborhood street, it does disturb people. So would you please, when you leave your house, just try not to gun your car? Thank you, I really appreciate that a lot. Now I want to talk about some other things you could do to reduce anger short term. 1, relax your muscles. 2, stop talking. Sometimes when you talk when you're mad, it can escalate the situation. But if you stop talking, that will give you a chance to be proactive, and then you could be assertive instead. Number 3, take a timeout. Taking a timeout is important because it gives you that time to be proactive. 4, mentally escape. Sometimes if you're angry in an unhealthy way, sometimes just putting your thoughts into a different world, such as visualizing mountains or a lake, can calm you down. Go outside for a walk. Maybe take a walk around the block. 6, listen to music. A lot of people say when you listen to music, that really helps. Number 7, stretch. 8, laugh. Sometimes if you look at the frustrating situation in a humorous way, that can actually make you feel better too. 9, find an immediate solution if you can. That's being proactive. 10, express how you feel. Part of being assertive is expressing how you feel. Sometimes people like to use sort of a model such as, I feel blank when you blank. And then you substitute those blanks into emotions you feel. And that really resolves conflicts really well. It's a form of conflict resolution. When your neighbor across the street is loud with the car, tell them how you feel without attacking. Instead of attacking and saying you're a jerk for driving so loud in your car, say, the loud car makes me feel anxious because I feel like I can't sleep because of the loud car, or it makes me feel anxious because I have a kid who's trying to sleep. And number 11, find a creative channel. Sometimes if you're angry, if you channel that anger into something creative like art or creating music, that can not only make you feel better, but you can make something really cool, like an art piece or a neat song. Now I want to talk about how to remove core unhealthy anger. Number one, change your aggressive thought patterns and language. A lot of aggressive thought patterns come in this all or nothing form of thinking, such as, I am absolutely angry about this, or people say, this is completely wrong, or this is completely right. I'm right and you're wrong. A lot of people call these absolute terms, and it's a type of language that you use for fight or flight. However, if you get rid of these type of thoughts, that can really help. Instead, talk more of on a gray area, such as, you might be right, I might be wrong. There might be pros and cons to this situation. There's probably advantages and disadvantages to this situation. We're probably both right and we're probably both wrong in a certain way. Let's come to a compromise. That will help resolve aggressive thought patterns. Number two, practice assertive expression of your anger. Practice gratitude. Practice empathy. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is the ability to observe your thoughts and identifying your thoughts without judgment, and being able to stop certain thoughts like your emotions by being aware of your thought processes that lead to emotions and effects. And you can practice doing this by observing your thoughts and meditating. Number six, rehearse your responses. It helps to be proactive by visualizing situations in the future, and then visualizing situations that could get you upset, and then imagine yourself dealing with the situations in a different way, such as a proactive way, responding to the anger in a healthy way, not a reactive, unhealthy way. Number seven, do physical activities. 8, get enough sleep. Sometimes if you don't get enough sleep, it can cause you to be tired, and that can increase your inability to control your temper, and people can often get more irritable. Number 9, avoid angry situations if you can. For example, if you drive to work and take a road where there's a lot of traffic, it might help if you take an alternative route where there's less traffic, even if it takes a little longer. It's better to have a longer, relaxing drive than feel angry. Finally, some people find joining anger management programs can help. And if that doesn't help, you could always see a healthcare professional. And this is something that shouldn't be understated. Sometimes anger comes from trauma. If you have a trained therapist to help you identify the root problems and be counseled through them, that can really help with anger. And finally, understanding that anger is actually a weakness can really help you give the drive, let go of your anger. A lot of people think that anger makes a person powerful, but actually the people who learn to control their anger and be calm during frustrating situations are the ones that are stronger because they've practiced more mindfulness. And last, understand that being upset at someone is actually giving away your power. Everyone wants to have their own power, and it allows them to do things that they want. However, if you get upset at someone and attack them, you're actually giving your power away. And then the consequences you have to face as a result of being angry is like a loss of your own power, and you've actually given away to that other person. Well, I've talked about many strategies to let go of unhealthy anger and how you can go about experiencing healthy anger instead during frustrating situations, such as how to be assertive and being proactive by exercising rational problem solving. If you found these suggestions helpful, please let me know in the comments and give this video a like. If you have any other suggestions that you find is helpful to expressing anger in a more healthy, proactive way, please let us know in the comments below. Well, I hope you found this video helpful. Please stay healthy, safe, keep being informed, embrace your interests, and most importantly, love yourself. Well, thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.